you know what? People are leaving a phone with Dimensity 6080 to go and buy a phone with Helio G37 and Unisoc T603. Hello and welcome to another video. So this is the part 2 of the series, the whole brand thing, right? The whole brand series. This is the part 2 of it. And the first one was actually how to grow a brand. Now I really wanted to put that one down so that you would see, right, how companies can grow brands in a way that makes both themselves and the customers that they're planning to service happy. And I gave a very good example of how that works. I would encourage you to go and check that one out before you proceed with this one, or you could check it after this one. It doesn't really matter, do you? Right? So in this one, we're going to be talking about how to not, or how not to grow a brand. I'm saying this because a bunch of companies have showed up here. They've shown up in Nigeria here. Honestly, I want to start rattling names off the top of my off the tip of my tongue, but I'm not going to say anything, right? If you follow my Telegram, if you follow us if you follow the community channel or any other social media page that I'm active in, you know the companies I speak about. If you don't, well, this is your cue to start following those channels, right? So that's that. A bunch of companies have showed up in Nigeria and they are doing the absolute opposite. So here's how not to grow a brand. I'm going to list it out all out so that you'd see it. The first one is to make poor phones, poor or average phones. A lot of like if there's a bunch of entry-level phones, all of them using Unisoc T603 or SC9863A or Helio G37. Nowadays they are calling it Helio G50. You do something better. You make yours Unisoc T606. Or you make yours Helio G80 at that level. When everybody at the budget level is using Helio G85 or G88 or whatever they want to call it, when it's your turn, you give us something better. At that point, you make sure that your own is better than everybody else's. Do not make poor phones. That's usually the worst way to go about setting up a brand. But funny enough, all of these new brands that are coming in, they are putting their worst foot forward. That's the first one. Secondly, they make these poor phones and then they overprice them. That's number 2. They do not price these phones according to the value, consume it to their value. No, they overprice them. 3, they have terrible gimmicks or even no gimmicks at all. They are coming to tell you that phone is a lifestyle. Really? Phone is a lifestyle? It's going to make you cool. It's going to make you fresh. It's a cosmetic item. Show friends the colors that glow, that wow. It is what it is. 4, rather than build a community, they rely on influencers and marketers to push their products. And then finally, they have no loyalty to their fans or to the people who buy their product. They can switch at a dime, at a dime. Let's go into details now. A lot of companies have come in here, and you know what they're starting with? They're starting with weak, entry-level, and low-budget phones. When Xiaomi came here in 2019, they came with the Redmi Note 7. They came with a standard mid-ranger. That's what they came with. They came with a standard mid-ranger, they came with a budget phone, and they came with an entry-level phone. The 7, the 7A, and then the Redmi 7. Those are the 3 phones that they came with. And all of these phones were better than their predecessors on the market. All of them were. You see companies coming in and all of them are bringing in the same entry-level phone. You take the phone from this one, you take the 661 from this one, you take the Note 60, Note 50 from this one, you take this one from this one, and you put all of them together, and you can't really tell the difference. They're all the same. They all look the same. It's as if one manufacturer made it and put this one brand name here, put this one here, put this one here, and then say, hey, go into the world and sell your phones. Of course, you may fool people for the first time. You might do that. But eventually, people will catch up. You don't enter into a market and then you put your worst foot forward. It means that you do not rate the market. If you don't rate the market, then why are you here? That's one. Two, they overprice these phones. You see, somebody was asking me recently and said, bro, are you on Itel's payroll? I said, if Itel they pay me money for good now, it would have been good if Itel were paying me money. They're not. The Itel P55 5G is genuinely a great phone. And you know how much it sells for? 123,000 on their official store on Jumia. 123,000. Do you know how many phones that offer 5G, great performance, 18 watts fast charge, excellent gaming, at least for that level, at 123? Do you know which other company does that? None. Zero. Nobody else does that. Nobody at that level. Do you know the phones you see at that level that are competing with the P55 5G at that price point? They are phones with entry-level processors like Helio G37, Unisoc T603. That's what you would see at that level. You know what? People are leaving a phone with Dimensity 6080 to go and buy a phone with Helio G37 and Unisoc T603. Those phones, compared to the P55 5G, you see those phones are overpriced. But again, the average person doesn't know this, neither do they care. You know what? I'm not big. I don't have white walls now, you know. I don't have that pizzazz. I don't come here to speak in the type of English that some of you want to hear. No, I speak Nigerian. So what can I say? They have terrible gimmicks. Some of them said do not even have any gimmick at all. Then they rely on influencers to sell. They don't. Who gives a damn about community? Why do they want to engage you? Of course, you're of no importance to them. They only want to sell to you. Give me your money and take this phone off the shelf. That's all we care about. Take this low-end phone off the shelf. Give me your money. That's all. You know what? If you're not going to buy, we're going to get our talking heads. You know, pick anybody, all of them. You know, like, come and tell them that this phone is good. Let them carry the phone and use it to. You see, this phone does not break. They'll sell it to you, and then you will buy it. And then you buy it, and you start wondering, why is it that my phone does not run Zoom? Why is it that this one that one You start giving yourself excuses and headache for free, because you know that is what you want. You don't want to do any research. You just want to do, this guy is big now. That YouTuber is big. Do you believe that these people do genuinely have your interest at heart? And then finally, they don't care. They switch. Today, they can do this one. Next tomorrow, they can do this one. They're not known for anything. They're just like this. In Pidgin English, we call them wuru. That's how they are. But that's what a lot of people want. See, the truth is that, although yes, a lot of people are going to fall for it from the beginning, and yes, I'm sorry if you're one of those people who fall for all these things, but eventually people will wise up, and then your brand will go under. There are many brands that were in Nigeria once upon a time. They've gone under. I'm not going to mention their names, but I'm sure we know some of them, especially if you were active in the smartphone scene from 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, probably all the way to 2020. There are a lot of brands that were around that time that have gone under. This of legal and whatnot, I'm not going to mention anybody's name so that nobody gets butthurt and say I'm demarketing them for any reason, because I have a feeling that this video will go big, right? I'm just saying it. They will go down eventually. If you want to do a good brand, don't do that at all. If any of you were watching this and you I don't know, by any chance, you're only destroying your brand in the long run. There are many brands who were here before who've done that. They didn't last. They went under. There's a very good chance that if history, right, if you don't learn from history, repeat it, you probably follow the same way. That's the video, right? That's it. I'm done. Thank you very much for coming to hear me rant. At least, hopefully, we've all learned something. At least the first two videos. There's still one more to come, right? That's it. My name is Jeffrey. Thank you very much for coming. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share small actions like yours that help small channels like mine grow. And of course, I will see you next video.